Hey guys, it's M4J here, and welcome back to the Gardcity project. It's been ages since I last played Minecraft. It was actually so long that I had to go and reinstall, I suppose is the right expression, the mod pack because it was out of date. That's how long it's been since I last played. Let me just change the size of this because it was really annoying me. In fact, I think there is an... Oh, that is quite big. I think that's right. Large should be fine. And then you guys get to see what's going on as well as I do. Right. What are we doing today then? Well, this was full of trees when I loaded the game up earlier. Now it's all empty. We started a project over here. I think it was the last episode. And that was to build a power plant. I'm just trying to remember what it was I was going to say. I had a whole thing lined up for this episode, and because it took me so long to actually get into a position where I could start recording again, I've completely forgotten what I was going to say. But yeah, last episode we were going to build a power plant, or power station I suppose is the right expression, because it's technically not nuclear what we're going to do. It's going to be a little bit different. But I'm going to try and finish that today. Because I did say I was going to do it off camera, and then I didn't play the game again for 3 months or whatever it was. So I think I need the discipline of actually doing it on camera in order to get it done. In terms of the game, stuff's happened, stuff's changed. Something you'll notice on the map, right at the bottom of the map, is a big square hole. If I scooch over here, my jetpack will need charging soon. We have ourselves a quarry, and I need to check this actually because it might have finished, or it might just have no power. It probably has no power. Oh no, there you go. Yeah, it didn't have power. But you can see there's a lot of cobblestone, there's a lot of iron. I imagine there are other ores that we will get in time as well. Just check there's nothing left in there. Check there's nothing left in there. Okay. It's quite a nice little setup that I've got here actually. Built a platform out of wood. This will all get filled in once it's completed. I actually dug over a pool of water, which is why it's all this weird water filled thing. And I don't think you can just pump out water. I think you have to... oh, there's squid over there. I might need them in a second. I think because it's a water source, it will always renew. So it will never drain just by pumping. So I think what we will have to do... If I chuck all this in here, get rid of it. What we will have to do is use a builder or something to fill this in with dirt. And then we can start with clean foundations. I think that's probably going to be the most beneficial way of doing this. I'm going to charge my jetpack really quickly as well. But apart from the addition of the quarry, not a lot has changed. I still struggle to build up a wood reserve. I have got this huge capacitor bank now, which is full of stuff, and sort of... I mean, it charges my jetpack up pretty damn quickly, as you can see. It's okay. I have to flick the switch to make it empty, and then switch it off to make it reload. That's fine. Absolutely fine with that. But yeah, we keep running out of wood because my robot here, or robots, that does the chopping, it gets put into my central storage system here. So we've got a drawer full of wood, but there's nothing at the moment that brings it over to here. So I'm going to have to plumb this in at some point. I think what I might actually do is put it through here. So as well as having appetite, I forgot what it's called then, I also have wood come through here and then somewhere there, along the back there, and then into this barrel, which actually, it appears as though I was already in the process of doing that. I can't access the connector to actually check what's supposed to be in there, and there's no way of getting around there at the moment, which is a little bit frustrating. This is my rail setup. As you can see, we've got lots of rail, but we're not doing rail today. Today we are doing reactor. So I need to come back out here, and I need to come round here, and I need to pick up all the stuff that I'm going to use. So floor, and then all of this stuff. Some more floor there, and we might as well take the chest. This stuff I don't think I'm going to need right now, but you never know. Might need to come back for that. But yeah, we're going to dig out the site for the power station. We also need to, at some point, dig out more of this this river. I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'd also quite like to not have to pick up this dirt. I don't know where the rest of my robots have gone. That is one of the things. It is a big power drain, I realise, but I'm in the process of making an entire fleet of robots. You know, some are going to be knights, some are going to be carriers, some are going to be pickers, all that kind of thing. And then once I've got the knights set up, I can turn mobs back on and just let the robots go mental and do whatever they want to do. That way I can walk around without getting shot by a bloody skeleton. That'd be lovely. Right, I think I've flattened out a bit too much land here, but that is fine. What level are we at? Is this one below ground there? So this is 69. And over here at road level is 70. Perfect. So I can start laying down the floor. Now, floor is going to be at this height, and it is going to jut out across the water. Not by much, but by some. If that makes sense. Whoops. I landed on it and then flew off it. There we go. Right. Yeah. I'm a bit worried because the robot that plants saplings I haven't seen for quite a while. It's supposed to come back after each one. I get very concerned about my robots, as you can see. Right, so we're going to hang out over the water, probably one less than this, actually. As I say, the river will get widened over time. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. So this is going to be the rough floor plan. We're going to fill all this in. And we're going to use a water-based system with a pump. So normally I would have just an unlimited water source going into a reactor that would then get turned into steam that will then go into a turbine. However, we're not going to do that with this. We're going to use a pump that's going to pump water into the reactor, which is then going to turn into steam, which is then going to go into a turbine. The reason I'm deciding to pump it rather than just use an unlimited water source is because, as I've said before in this series, we're going to try and use realism as much as we can. Gardcity is a very realistic built city. Nothing is allowed to float. And I realise I've said that having just built a platform that juts out above a body of water. However, I would counter that argument with it's cantilevered at this stage, which is how it's been able to be built. So it's like an L, it's not like an L shape at all, but it's cantilevered. So there's more weight on this side currently than there is on the side that's hanging over the water. So it cancels itself out. I know just about enough about physics to be able to do something like that with relative confidence. Right, I think... Well, I'm trying to count how many I should go out this way by, and then how many I should go this way by. I'd like to make this building kind of rectangular, where the side that I'm looking at now, this side is the shortest side. So I think here... How many is it at the moment? So this is... Right, hang on. This is 50, minus 50. And this is minus 56, so that's 6. Needs to be longer than that. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think 20 maybe? With room for expansion. There's some nice music playing just now and it's all gone quiet again. It's probably one of the only things I don't like about Minecraft is the music is a bit sporadic. Just when you get into it, it stops playing. I can't remember what number we got to now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. To here. Like so. And now I've just got to dig out all of this. Oh joy. Right, I'm just going to dig it along this way for now. Usual trick, you dig out the boundary first and then you dig along to join it all up. I think here's the, yep, here's the line. Up to there and then that way. Now I have got tools that fix themselves now, so that's nice. I haven't got a hammer or anything like that yet, or I think it's a mattock is the digging version. There is something that I saw actually in Achievement Hunter, which I don't think I've got. I think it was called that. The all-in-one tool. I would love one of them. I might have to have a look and see what mod that's from. That's one thing actually I was going to say. Yes, this is an updated version of CrackPack. Some of the mods haven't been updated. I think you're supposed to do them manually, I would have guessed, given the fact that it hasn't updated them automatically. So the next logical step is to assume you have to do it manually. But I have still got Ex Nihilo and Ex Compressum and the other one I've forgotten the name of. I have still got all of those. They are still being used at the moment, but I think what's happening is I'm only processing cobblestone that I've dug out of the ground using the quarry. I think that's the case. If it's not, it certainly will be in the very, very, very near future. Because I don't like the idea of creating cobblestone entirely from nothing. I'm sure if you mixed water and lava in real life you would get rock, but not at the levels that you get in Minecraft. And also, I mean, there are purists out there who would say that you shouldn't have Ex Nihilo in a non-skyblock world, but if you think in the real world that they just mine out a piece of iron ore, that's not really what happens. You mine out rock that contains iron ore and then you refine it. And that's basically what Ex Nihilo does. You take a rock or a gravel or sand or whatever it might be and you sift it. If you think of the old gold mining of the 1800s, panning for gold and all of that stuff, that's exactly what used to happen. You'd get a running stream of water and you'd put a pan in it with a sieve and you'd sift out all the gold dust. Well, it's not dust, but you know what I mean, specks of gold. And then you would put that all together into a gold bar. So that's what that's supposed to represent. I think I've explained that before actually, but I always feel like I have to explain it because I'm one of those purists who says, well, you shouldn't really use non-skyblock mods in a non-skyblock world. But then without it, the game is actually more unrealistic, which is a bit of a weird statement to make, but yeah. Like I said, you know, Gardcity is a realistic world using realistic principles, and that is one of them. Like I said, we're not going to fabricate cobblestone out of thin air for too much longer. Eventually we will switch to more realistic methods like digging it out of the ground, hence the quarry. But it's nice to have had that just to get started off with. I realise I'm actually digging up a lot of saplings that my robots have planted. This is a long job, and because there's no sunlight at the moment, my shovel isn't going to be repairing itself. So I'm hoping we don't have to use it for too much longer. Come on. Like I've said in the past, it's a really, really tedious job digging out all this stuff. I was going to cheat and use a builder set to... I've forgotten the name of the setting now, but it's the one where it just digs out all the blocks. You can't claim the blocks back, they basically get deleted from the world. But it's a really quick way of digging out large areas. And I think I will be using the builder a lot to build the frameworks of buildings. Maybe not so much... Well, actually it depends. It does depend. I was about to say maybe not so much filling in the frames, but it does depend on the type of building. What the hell was that noise? Don't like random noises in the dark. I haven't got mobs turned on at the moment, as you know, but what the... I think it's is it a chocobo? One of them weird flying, walking chicken things. I think I'm going to delete that mod from this pack, because they don't do anything. They just provide feathers, which is clogging up my my storage system. I think you're supposed to be able to ride them, or they provide you with something that normal chickens don't. I don't know what though. Take a quick trip over here. It's got loads of stuff to dump. Get rid of that. All of this stuff. I was about to say I haven't seen my picker robots for a while, but there they are. So they do still exist. I'm going to grab a couple of these actually, and the chisel, because I'm realising already that I'm going to need a much bigger floor. We'll see how that does. Right, nearly done. I think we're all pickaxe now, so don't need to worry too much about the state of my shovel. Do need to start worrying about the state of the pickaxe. This should be the easy bit though, digging out all this stuff, and then we just got to fill it in, which I might... I don't think I have a builder yet, but I might make one just to make this job a little bit easier. That's the problem, like the last version of Gardcity that I built, I used the builder to build the frames of buildings and then just never bothered filling in the rest. So there's these really lovely frameworks dotted all over the landscape, which I don't even think I've got that save file anymore. I think I lost it the last time I did a big file transfer. But yeah, it was a really nice big area, particularly the central bank that I built. It was like a 6-story building above ground, and then it was like a 15-story building underground, or something really stupid, to fit all the ME stuff in. And I say ME, by the way, the mod is applied energistics, but it's a ME storage system. That's the distinction that I like to make. Anyway, it was a really nice building, but it had no roof, and it was basically made up of granite framework. Like, it had no real walls to speak of, apart from on the very on the ground level, and that was to keep mobs from getting in. So anything above the ground level didn't have anything. I think there was a lip on the outside wall to stop spiders from climbing over, and then there was one door, and all the other doorways were temporarily blocked up. And I say temporarily in inverted commas because I never unblocked the doorways. But then underground, obviously, there's walls because it's underground. And then above ground, it was just empty framework, which is a bit disappointing, really. I really should have gone back and finished that building, because I spent hours in that building crafting stuff and designing buildings and all that stuff, and just never finished the actual building I was doing it from. Missed a trick there. Right. Oh. Hello. Massive lag there. That's something else I wanted to point out. I've got OBS Studio now. The last time I recorded an episode in this series was using just bog standard OBS. And, I mean, you don't need me to tell you how that went, because the results speak for themselves in the videos. Lag central. FPS issues beyond belief. I now have come to the conclusion that was down to the version of OBS I was using. Because, as you can see, OBS Studio, frame rate's pretty good. Game's actually running at, well, let's find out, shall we? 24 frames per second, 25 frames per second, which I think is what I've got it set as the limit to. So, good. Works nicely. Like it. Oh. That's one thing I don't like about building like this, is when you hit the wall. And I've run out of cobblestone, but we can rectify that. There we go. And here we go. I think I've also fixed that issue that I had with spawning items in when I was trying to see what the crafting recipe was. I didn't actively do anything to fix it. I just loaded up the game again and tried it out, and it didn't do it anymore. So I guess there was a setting or something that got switched that I wasn't aware of, and then when I loaded the game up again, it switched it back. That's my guess. It's nice though. It's nice to be able to actually look at crafting recipes again without having to hit the button. And also, now I've got the new mouse. And that shows how long ago I last played this series. Actually, I didn't have the mouse at the time. Now I can press the middle mouse button, and there you go. I am actually missing cooling ports. I think I did say actually at the time. We'll start off just using Yellorium. No, sorry, that's not what I said at all. I think at the time I said we were just going to generate power. And then in the future we will adapt it for turbine usage. So at this moment in time, it's not that important that we're not generating steam. However, we will of course build it above the water still, so that in the future it's very easy to convert it. We will still build the pump and all of that stuff as well. There's my robots doing their job. Nice. We'll chuck out the flowers that I don't want to keep. Okay. And then the last thing I want to do here before we go back and resupply again, I want to build some kind of pillar system going into the water. Maybe one. Oops, I only wanted to do one. Hang on. Take that one out. Put this one in. We'll go with something like this. Is that what we already had? Yes, it is. And then these 6 will convert to something like this. Bear with me. I have a plan. Right. So at the bottom here, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, wrong one. 4. Wrong one again. 5. How deep is this water going to be? Not that deep, I would have thought. dig all this out. Like so. And then if we bump underground here, try not to get washed away by the current, stick that in. There we go. That should cap the corner off nicely. Right, next thing on the to-do list is to dig out all the space here for the new river, or the widened river, to flow through, because it needs to come underneath this section here, because the reactor is going to sit right on top of where I'm standing now. But I should really start placing blocks for that. So there's going to be a wall that goes around the edge there. So the reactor, I think, is going to go here. 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. 5 by 5. Well, hang on. Let's do the math. I've got 6 fuel rods. So I think a 4 by 4. I'm trying to work it out, not with much success. I mean, this works, technically. This works. In fact, I think I do need to make it one wider. And I'll explain why. I need to make it a little bit bigger. So the idea would be, if I just fill all this in, we will have a fuel rod here, one here, maybe one there. I mean, that works. Like that. And then stick these on top. And then we'll put like that there. In and out. Yeah, I can use that, yep. We'll put the controller next to the power tap. And then we'll just fill the rest of this in. We're going to need a heck of a lot more casing. Right, so... Right, how many more bits of casing do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 4, so that's 20, and then 3 after that, I think. So what's that? 23. I'm also starting to run out of power again in the old jetpack. So put that in to fill up. Meanwhile, wrong way. Over here, grab all this. There's the music again. Run through here. This seems to be... That's it, it seems to be losing power. I forgot I put my jetpack in it. I can be a bit of an idiot at times. I'm sure you guys know that by now. Long time watchers of the channel. Right, Yellorium. Here we go, grab a couple of stacks of that. And then if I go reactor casing. That's what I meant to click. Wait, what am I missing? Iron. Grab a couple of stacks of iron as well. There we go. Reactor casing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. And that should get this finished. And then I'm going to grab some blocks of Yellorium. Trying to think how many I need. 9 times 4, so 36. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah. Okay. I was trying to be clever, but I suppose it doesn't work with all this stuff, does it? Never mind. Right. And we're going to make... In fact, might as well turn all this into blocks. Like so. Right. Pop the rest of this on. I think at some point I'm going to connect this up to a computer and have it run automatically. I think I've already said that in the past. Right, you're going to run... You're going to go in there. I think it works with the Yellorium. I hope it does, otherwise I've just wasted... Well, actually I haven't wasted anything, have I? I don't know what I'm talking about. It's late at night. It's midnight, and here I am recording a Minecraft video. There. Okay. Why is it not working? Something's amiss. Is it this? I bet it's this. Let's try it without. Yep, okay. So maybe I'll just go and grab some buckets and put water in instead. Might as well fill up the rest of the river here whilst we're doing that. But what I might do for that, let me check something really quickly. Pump. How expensive is the turbines as well? That would be something worth knowing. So pump, I need, oops, iron, redstone, tank, which is glass, and bucket. So it's just a load of iron and a load of redstone and some glass. That's not iron. Oh, it is iron. Is it iron? I think it's iron. Right, bucket. Gear, which I think was this. Yep. Might as well make a load of those because I'm sure we're going to need them in the future. And then a tank, which was this. And again, we might as well make loads of them because I'm sure we're going to need loads in the future. Pump. Nice. Then we need more buckets. Again, we'll make a load. This stuff, yeah, I might as well keep it as blocks actually, because I'm going to chuck that straight in just a second. So I need item conduit, which I think I've got some spare of, yeah. Let's put everything else away, and then I can take this. Okay, so there's the reactor casing, buckets for the water, tank, fluid conduit would be handy as well, wherever that's gone. I'm sure I had some. I've got 2 lots of... Oh, I was supposed to have 2 lots of axes, but no, that's an axe, that's a hammer. God, I need to sort all this out. So that's energy there, and that's kinesis pipe there. There's the item conduit there. I'm sure I had fluid. I'm sure I had some fluid conduits somewhere. Flux duct. Not here, maybe upstairs. One of these. Aha, temperate fluid duct. That's pretty good. I need some more than that though. There's another piece there. I'm gonna need more than that though, I think. Let me have a think. How much do I need? We'll grab that, and we'll grab these. That might be enough. Probably is enough actually. Just realised I'm gonna need some more cobblestone. Yeah, that'll do. Right. We'll grab white cobblestone. Like so. Okay. Out here, over the water. I need a light. Very dark. Trying to do all this in the dark. No, and impossible. We've got the not so glamorous task of building a shelf underneath here for water storage. Doesn't need to be big. How big is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's so dark. I need a torch or something. How have I not got torches? Gonna go make some torches. Fix this problem the good old-fashioned way. Alright, stick. And then a ton of coal. Alright, that there. Torches. Perfect. And then we'll put... can't put the rest away because there's nowhere for them to go. Just stick it in there. Okie dokie. Right. Out here. Torch. There we go. Now I can see what I'm doing. Again, try not to kill one of my robots while they're working. So here's my plan with the robots. Ideally, in the future, I want everything to be transported by rail as much as possible. So, for example, between all my mines or quarries and the ore processing centres and the cobblestone processing centres and things like that, I want all that to be carried by train. Reason being, likelihood is it's going to be over 1,000 tiles for each one. So long distances, you might as well go with train. However, within the city, so for example, between central storage and, I'm pressing the wrong keys, and here to power the power station and the reactor and stuff, a simple system of robots is fine because it's nice and easy. I shouldn't have power. No. I thought I had power for a second. Yeah, it should be nice and easy just to have robots carrying stuff short distances in and around the city. But yeah, rail is the ideal option. Robots is used for the short stuff. And even around the mines, between like certain dig sites and storage before it gets loaded onto trains, that can all be done by robots as well. or some kind of logistical network, because I'd like to use the logistic network as well. I think that's a very clever mod to actually have. So I'd like to use that as much as possible. Right. There we go. Dig all that out. Now we've got to actually fill it with water. So here we go. Okay. Get rid of that. Right. Somehow that's managed to extend despite not having any power. Not quite sure how that's happened. Let's climb out of here for a second. Just grab a couple of source blocks. Fill all this in. I think we might have to fill this in. Like that. There we go. Now it all normalizes again. Right, is all the water still? No. Over here. There. And there we go. This is essentially what it's going to look like. And then from the pump here, we're going to have some fluid ducts that go into a series of tanks. It'll be one big tank eventually, but for now this will do. And then from this tank, it will then go up into the reactor. Or each tank will fill into the next tank, and then that final tank will go up into the reactor. So this system here probably isn't actually set up how it should be. I should have brought power conduit with me. Let me go and fix that mistake as well. I think wooden kinesis, maybe? Maybe? We'll see. Let's come in here, put all this junk away. Right, so what I want is a capacitor. We're going to build a large capacitor bank of that's creative. Basic. There we go, which is iron, redstone, and basic capacitors, which is gold, copper, and more redstone. So iron, gold, and a load of redstone and some copper. That's ardite. That's copper. How am I still full of iron? Is this full? You're joking. Okay. Problem. No, it can't be. Wow. Okay. Was not expecting that. Let's reorganize all this then. Right. I need as many of these as I can do, which is none at the moment because I didn't get the copper out. The gold out, sorry. Just chuck that on the floor for now. Basic. What am I missing? Redstone. I'm sure I have a storage for gold nuggets. Yes, I do. So I need to grab some redstone, which I then need to put back in here. Like so. Right. Capacitor bank. Actually, what do I need to build these ones? I need basic capacitors anyway. Good. Right. Wrong one. Basic. What am I missing now? That's creative. Basic. Ah, yeah. Gotta make these first. Are you kidding me? Copper. Gold nugget. Oh, I've not got gold nugget. And breathe. Put all this junk away. And that. And probably those as well. Right. Make some gold nuggets. Okay, basic capacitor. Make a load of them. And then... Actually, before I commit to that, these capacitor banks are made using pulverized coal, basic capacitors, and energetic alloy, which is glowstone, gold, and redstone. So more gold. Load of redstone and glowstone. Tell me I've got to knock all this. Put that back. Then there we go. Just build all this up. It's very messy, I realise, but there you go. And then smash. There we go. And that should give us all the glowstone we need. There we go. Just wondering where that went. Got to remember there's railway tunnels under there. Got to be careful. Okay. You need to be on alloys, redstone, glowstone, gold. Got to remind myself what the quantities are. It is a 1-to-1 ratio. Cool. We'll let that do its thing. In the meantime, I need to pulverize coal, which I think... that's nowhere near enough. I think you can do that in a sag mill. And as luck would have it, I have a sag mill over here. It's currently pulverizing a load of cobblestone for some reason. Despite the fact we've got a load of iron ore waiting to be processed. And a load of sand here as well. Is that pulverized coal? Looks like it is. Yep, good. Awesome. Alright, that's full of rubbish as well. Which probably means that the chest